Ladies and gentlemen, I am Fyren, and I'm going to be doing a quick recap of the Bethesda E3 showcase in case you missed it. Just going to do a quick recap of what went down, and, if you're not interested in watching the whole 2.5-hour presentation and you just want the juicy little tidbits, this is for you. So, the first thing they talked about was Doom. Naturally, we knew this was coming because of the teaser trailer that was released earlier. They gave a very lengthy gameplay demo of Doom. It looks like it had very smooth and natural feeling controls. The best part, I thought, of the gameplay that they showed was weapon swapping. Well, no, not weapon swapping, but weapon acquiring and looting. The character walks up to a fallen enemy with a chainsaw sticking out of its chest, and he just walks up, grabs the chainsaw out of the corpse, and then proceeds to use it. There was no UI elements or anything getting in the way of that. And it looked very natural, and I thought that was very cool. Also, obviously, Doom, lots of blood, lots of gore. At the very end of their gameplay demo, the player gets his eyes gouged out by one of the enemies. Very cool, very over the top. If you like excessive gore, if you're a fan of stuff like Mortal Kombat fatalities, this is definitely for you to check out. Next thing they were onto was Battlecry. This is developed by Battlecry Studios, under Bethesda's publishing arm. Battlecry is what I would call Team Fortress 2 with more swords. They still have guns. It looks like a team-based arena combat game with an Ed Hardy-ish looking art style. Looks pretty interesting. Cool thing is that you can sign up for beta right now. If you go on to battlecrythegame.com, you can sign up for their beta. So if you want to give that a shot, go for it. Next thing they announced was Dishonored 2. Obviously, this was leaked the day ahead of time. This was leaked on Saturday before their showcase. But we got to see the actual trailer. Unfortunately, there was no mention of gameplay and no mention of a release date. They did say it will be coming to the new generation of consoles, PS4, Xbox One, as well as PC, so that's good to see. And we do know now that we can play as not only Corvo from the first Dishonored game, but also Emily Caldwell, which is the little girl that was orphaned within like the first 10 minutes of the first game. So you get to play as Emily, and she has grown up to be an absolute badass. Playing like Emily looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, and I can't wait to get more information on Dishonored 2. I don't want to say I want to get my hands on it just yet, because literally we know nothing other than we get to play as Emily, because all we've seen is a pre-rendered trailer. There's been no gameplay at all, no discussion of mechanics. It just one really sweet-looking trailer. Moving right along, obviously Fallout 4 was the big news, and this is the footage you've been seeing in the background here. It's what we're going to expect from a Fallout game. Obviously, open world. Their presentation was spot on. They knocked it out of the park. They're planning on doing a lot of very cool things with customization, which is very cool. So customizing your character, customizing your armor, customizing your weapons. They said they're going to have 50 different weapons and something like 700 parts that you're going to be able to swap out on these weapons to make something totally different. So like a standard plasma pistol, you can end up turning into, a fully automatic plasma chain gun if you have all the right parts for it. But the interesting part that I really took away from their Fallout 4 presentation, and the thing that I thought was the most interesting, was they talked about settlements. They're going to have a building mechanic where you can salvage scrap from the world around you and rebuild houses, and he said settlements, so I'm guessing entire towns that are then going to get attacked by raiders. He also mentioned setting up trade caravans between your different settlements. So I feel like obviously, if accomplished correctly, they're going to have sort of a territory capturing back and forth type mechanic that's going to lend a lot of replayability to the game, because you're going to be constantly defending your settlements and your trade routes. So hopefully that turns out to be pretty cool and not just like a gimmick. Also, as you can see on the screen right now, the Pip-Boy, they are developing an app for Android and iOS that will launch alongside the game, in which you can access your in-game Pip-Boy on your smartphone. So you'll be able to manage your stats, your equipment, all that jazz, your radio stations, straight from your smartphone while playing. And of course, with the Collector's Edition, you get that mount that goes on your wrist, which looks pretty damn cool. Moving right along, Fallout Shelter. This one upset me. So this is a city builder, but not in the terms, and it is for mobile. It is for mobile platforms, but it's not a Clash of Clans type thing. It's more akin to the older SimCity that I played when I was a wee little shit. In which, you know, you build the hotel rooms, you build the apartments, and you try to keep all your little Sims happy. Same concept, except in a vault, and you've got vault dwellers. And, you know, they reproduce and make babies, and you can send them out on missions into the wasteland to bring back, you know, whatever. Your vault can get attacked by rad scorpions. It actually looked really, 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 really cool, and I was super excited for it. And then their presenter said, coming out now for Apple devices. That's right, this is a timed iOS exclusive. If you are part of the 70%, actually I think it's higher than that, but we'll say 70% market share of smartphones, that it is an Android user, you don't get to play this game yet. They have said a Android version is coming. They just haven't said when. There was a rumor that it will be 6 months after the launch of Fallout 4. I don't understand this move. This is really, really, really dumb. You're alienating a huge swath of a market that is really excited for your game, and basically saying, well, you can only have it until after all of the hype is gone, and after you've already got Fallout 4 in your hands and you don't care about this game anymore. Then you can have this game. I don't get it at all. This was the only thing in Bethesda's entire showcase where I was like, okay, you guys really fucked up. You missed the mark on this one. But enough complaining about that. The last thing I want to talk about is Elder Scrolls Legends. This was announced during the showcase as well, and they did not show any gameplay. They did not mention a release date. They didn't even show a trailer, really. You know, well, that's not true. They did a pre-rendered trailer, but we have no idea what it's going to play like. But they said this is a card game, a collectible tactical card game for mobile devices using Elder Scrolls lore and material and characters. So obviously my first thought was, holy crap, this is a direct competitor to Blizzard with Hearthstone. And I have to say, I'm not a huge fan of the Warcraft lore and the Warcraft characters that appear in Hearthstone. I much more enjoy the, you know, kind of grittier, more realistic characters and lore from the Elder Scrolls series. And if they made a game that was comparable to Hearthstone, using those characters, but they kept the same, you know, animation quality, deceptive simplicity, you know, a lot of the same stuff that Hearthstone does, but more or less reskinned it, I think it'll be a huge success. Because there's a lot of people that play Hearthstone that don't give a crap about Warcraft. I'm one of them. I would love to see this do well. Hopefully it does. When we know more information, hopefully we'll find out. Anyway, that's me. That's been the whole recap of the Bethesda E3 showcase. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.